Hello, my name is Kevin and welcome to the Love Decanters channel. So this is the fourth and final part of my visit to Dragon Antiques in Kettering on the Rockingham Road. And yes, if you're going by there, I recommend a visit, but you do need to ring ahead and let them know that you would like to come and see them. So yeah, it's been a bit frustrating. There were some things that they wanted me to find, and yeah, I'm not always entirely successful. I try really hard, plow through loads of things, so it is what it is. Anyway, let's get on and have a look at some glass, eh? Difficult to see in here, but they have a Victorian coal painted rolling pin. So these was like souvenir things, and what they've said though, if you look here, they've said it's a present from a sailor to his wife or girlfriend. So yeah, you go along to wherever seaside town it is and get the artist to do you on the spot. Sometimes it might come with some of the painting already done, and they just add to it. These Victorian hand-painted rolling pins that you see, the value of them really depends on the painting. Now, they are cold painted, which means after everything is done, someone comes along with some actual paint like you'd paint on the wall or on a picture and paints them, which means you could scrape the whole lot off with your fingernail. So that is the downside of these. So really the value is really how good is the surviving painting on it and what is the content of that painting. So we're going to go through a few. So this one is not very good. You can see most of the picture's gone. It's £25. You're really paying for a white. It's not quite bad enough to say it's just a glass rolling pin. Some of them literally are just glass rolling pins. And then let's see, we'll go, not that one, this one, was it? I'm trying to figure out this one. This one's 65. Now, this one looks very bad value in comparison to the ones we were looking at. Okay, so because that was 45, and this picture is not really, doesn't say anything. It's just some flowers, and they're quite scratched and scraped. So yeah, that's not. So this one makes the other one look like good value at £45 because it's got pictures on it that you can see and writing that you can read. And then I think this is which is the next most expensive, this one here. So this one's £70 and it's a bit nicer, I think, a bit more decorative, brighter, doesn't have anybody's name, a bit more, but yeah, it's £70. And then there's, where is it, this one here, which is Happy Returns, a present from her brother. Yeah, this one is in the US and it's $238.80. Oh, it's £192.62. There you go. So yeah, they love folk stuff in the US, so it has a higher value. But I think the one we saw compared to the other ones we're seeing here was very good. Look, here's another one here. Look, we haven't looked at this one. Let's pick this one. See, this one also makes up, this one's £30, and the one they had is so much better. This is just a little bit of floral, and a lot of it's very rubbed. So yeah, £45 I think is a very decent price. When you start looking at what you can buy today, yeah, it looks good. Looks good, very good. So I've got a whole row of art glass here. Yeah, I don't know most of this stuff. Patrick Stern. You see, it must have been hard to get this little rim on, little top on there. And then you've got
Another one I've never heard of before. I've heard of them. They normally do perfume bottles that I know of. You got 8. Yep, another one I don't know. Who's that? Yep, another one I don't know. I'm gluing all these together, but I'm going to try and break it down and find some of these people and see if they're still out and about and what they're doing. And this is the last piece here. Raku pot. I think it's glass.
So, looking for Patrick Stern, I found something that I've not seen before. The Contemporary Glass Society. He's a member, and I was hoping it would tell me something about him. And it tells me very little. Yeah, it's got a few of his bits and pieces. Nothing of them are like what we saw there. And yeah, and then it talks about, trying to remember by Anthony Stern, who's another glassmaker. I don't know what their relationship is, but maybe his father or something. I don't know. And it doesn't really doesn't tell me anything about him that much, really, where he's working now. All I know is he's in the, where does it say? Southeast England. Doesn't tell you where his studio is. It's got his email. Yeah. I did look what's going on in eBay, and there's a couple of little perfume bottles in here. None of them are as nice as that one, I think. None of them are as stylish. They're all a little bit cheaper, but I don't think they're quite as nice. And then part of the stuff for Anthony Stern, look, it's like all of this is him, and this, and this, and this. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, complete failure there. Well, not a complete failure. He's obviously contemporary because he's here on the Contemporary Glass Society. But what his body of work is really like, there's a few bits here, but none of his blown work, really. Really just arty bits. So yeah, a bit disappointing, really. So Mike Hunter, he has his own website, twistglassstudio.co.uk, and I didn't recognize the name at the time, but I was looking at his glass and thinking, yeah, I know some of this glass, I've seen it, and there is something specifically that I have seen. And where is it? We'll scroll down. Look, these, I've seen this at the glass fair. So we're selling one of these lizards on a ball, on a paperweight, and I have to say, look, and there's the apple there. Let's see if we click that open. Didn't see anything more about them. No. In fact, that is the apple there. I think that might even be the same apple. I don't know. I don't know how many he made, whether these are one-offs or what. But anyway, I have to say, he is an amazing glass artist. I've been going through this stuff, and it is amazing. His skill is, I mean, look at the hell. What is that? You know, yeah, some of this stuff is, and I'm not a fan of paperweights, but some of his paperweighty stuff is just amazing too. I don't have another word for it. I mean, let me show you. So he does these little, I don't know what you even call mosaics, glass mosaics, and puts them inside the paperweight. Let me scroll down. I mean, even these ones, which are not the mosaic ones, just, yeah, just the quality is just off the scale compared to most of the other. You look at compared to, you know, any of the Medina or any of the others, just off the scale. That's it. Look at, these are funny, Easy Rider ones, but let me get to the ones I like. Let me show you something. Yeah, they're all off the scale, but let me show you something amazing. Yeah, let's pick this one here. Look at the center there with the couple dancing and all of this. Yeah, you get, I mean, if you look at the Penrith ones, and you get a P in the middle and it's slightly dodgy sometimes, and then you compare it with this, it just doesn't compare. His cane work is amazing, and I've got nothing more to say than that, really. He's a brilliant glass artist, and that's all I can say. So this is the Andrew Saunders and Davis Wallace website, saundersandwallace.co.uk, and yeah, I know these people. My wife has actually got one of their perfume bottles, and I was looking at hers is like an iridescent one. I was going through the perfume bottles, they don't seem to do that anymore. I looked in the vases, they've got some quite nice ones. This looks like something Stuart Crystal did something a bit like that one time, but yeah, there's nothing like what we were looking at there, so they clearly don't make that one anymore, but they do still making quite stylish glass, just not that pattern, and they're making drinking glasses and all sorts of bits and pieces. So this is a proper glass maker. It's not just we make a bit of art glass, or we make paperweights, or any of those kind of things. You know, if you're doing tableware, that means you've got to create quantities of things the same, like this. So they probably have several blowers and stuff. In fact, they've got quite a range of glass. So yeah, this is a proper glassworks. I have no idea how many people work for it. But let's go. Oh, let's go. I didn't look actually if it's just them. No, I'm not going to read it all. That must be them there. Anyway, they're still going. They're still making nice glass, and that's all good. And they seem to have quite a. Oh, actually, I'm just seeing here. I think, of course, they work for Stan Gill. They were taught by Stan Gill. I know that name. He used to be the chief gaffer for Stuart Crystal. So yeah, so they started out right. Anyway, I'll stop this now. We could go on there for ages looking through their stuff.
So here's something they don't know what it is. It's got this turned over edge. It's not signed. Yeah, we'll see if we can figure out what that is, but I'm not holding my breath, but I will have a good look.
So we're looking at the 20th Century Glass website, and this is the closest vase that I can find to that one, and it's by the Guernsey Island Studio. Let me show you. So it's got the label here on the bottom of it, so that's pretty conclusive. And then, yeah. Now he's selling this. He did have it on at £25, and it's now £23.75. But the difference is that this one is only 3¼ inches tall, which is half the height, and it's just like a different scale. It's like a tiny little thing. Now, this is the closest I can find to it in shape, and also it does have some hot work in the glass and everything to put all these patterns and colours in. I can't find another one like it. So, is it a completely different thing? Just a similar shape? Did this studio do a range of them? I haven't been able to find that. That's the thing. I found this, and I can't go beyond that. So it might be Guernsey Island Studio. Yeah, I think there's a chance it could be, but I can't say yes. And if anybody knows who that's by, because they did ask, please let me know, and I'll let them know.
So this is not for sale. They brought it out to show me, and it's a double knob air twist. Look at the conical foot, broken pondle. You can see all the workings. When they're making the foot, you can see where the... Yeah, and it's got a little broken bubble in the bottom of the bowl. It's also got a little bubble there, can you see? Just there. These are all the things you want to see in a real glass. If you do that with the rim, you can see the last bit where it was cut off. Can you see that? So when they were cutting the bowl off from the blow, you can just see the little nip where the scissors last pulled it. So yeah, that is a really nice 18th century glass, probably from 1870s if my memory serves me right, but we can double check that and look it up in Bickerton.
I'm looking at the Scottish Antiques website, and they've got a few similar glasses, and they're priced around this kind of price, but none of them are quite as tall as the one we were looking at. So we'll start with this one. You can see we've got the double air twists, double knopped air twist, similar, okay. And it's got a little step in the foot though, so it's got a slightly domed foot. But anyway, we've got this one here. Again, this one is even smaller than the other one we were just looking at, and which is even smaller by comparison to the one at Dragon Antiques. And they've got 210. You can see the difference in price though. Just that's like, this is 15.5 centimeters, and this is, or 14.5, and this is 15.8. So yeah, it's just a centimeter and a bit shorter, and the price is quite a drop there. And you've got this one here, which is 15.2, which is still, I think it's a couple of centimeters short of what we were looking at. And you can see the price difference in, how things drop back for the one that's like a centimetre and a half shorter than this size. Then we've got this one, and this is where I've been talking about this in other videos, where you get a different variation. So we've got a double knob air twist with a pan top bowl, and the pan top bowl makes a big difference. As soon as you start combining different features, the prices go up. So yeah, if it had a pan top bowl and a domed foot, that would put the price up even more. It's that kind of thing, more features you get in a glass, generally the rarer it is, and the price it is. For the people that collect these type of things, they're looking for those oddities and rarities that are just away from the standard, the thing that's in. So this one is actually looking to be near the height of the one that I was looking at. Don't think it's still quite as tall, but yeah, so I think that's a good glass. I think it's in the, if you're just going by this and looking at how things are going here, I think because it's so tall, I think it's in the £300 mark plus. But anyway, it's a very nice glass.
They've got a few pieces that they're asking me about, and this is one of them. It's got this handle, which was a Thomas Webb patent. It's got like a ice catcher lip, but it's too small really. And it's got polished punctal. I'm wondering if it is Thomas Webb. There's not a lot of wear on the base though, which means that it might genuinely be an ice catcher, but it's not the classic shape that you'd expect from a... You know, it has a very Victorian look about it. It's very difficult. Conundrum. And they've got this. It's got a polished punctal, it's got no mark on it. It is like some of the random strapping you see on the Bertel Valen stuff. But yeah, I'm going to have a hunt around for that to see, can I find it? It might be Costa. And then you've got this one here. I'm unsure of this. See, it's got an edge like a Stromberg Titan. Can you see that? And then for the fish, I'm unsure of them. They look a bit white frizy, I think. I'm going to try and find that. I think it might be one. I'm thinking, yeah, I think it might be.
So I've had no luck finding that jug, and this is as close as I can get. This comes in different colours, but yeah, it's not what I'm looking for. I was really hoping I would find it, but it's just not there. I've never seen one before, and that's not helpful. That probably means that it's just not common, which probably means it's not going to pop up just like me searching or flicking through various websites, but is what it is. So I've done a lot of searching for that blue vase as well. This is the kind of thing it reminded me of. I thought maybe Costa Boda did a blue version of this. You see, has these random straps in it. But yeah, it's not that. I've hunted a lot of different places as well. I've been through basically all the blue vases in Mother Sweden as well. Completely failed. It's not a good feeling really, but it is what it is. This is the Stromberg Titan 1977 catalogue, downloaded from the Bergdala Glasnicka website. And when I first saw that vase, Stromberg Titan popped into my head, mainly because I've got Stromberg Titan on the brain. It's what I collect. And yeah, and you can see they did a lot of range of vases with this kind of, if I scroll in, see with the edges cut in like that one was, you can see they did ranges of them. If I scroll down these ones, this one's a scroll cut in as well. You can see all of this one is a bit similar to this, a bit lot taller than that one, and it's closer to this one. This is about the right height. It's got a thicker base, but the bases in Stromberg Titan decanters, vases vary. So some of them are thick and some are thin. You see this one, if I scroll in on this, if you look closely, you can see, look, they've all got this cut in type top like that vase did. There's more here, look, you can see. So you can see why my initial thought, because they did like range, loads of them with this cut in, and they've been doing it since the 1930s. I've picked this one out because the pictures are better, but yeah, they've been doing it since the 1930s, and also the engraved pictures were very simplified, and the Stromberg Titan one's very simplified. This is also from the same catalogue. Look at this fish here, it's very simply done, not a lot of messing about. This one's a bit more complicated, but the foliage is a bit more like what we were looking at there. So I was a bit, is it like this, is it not? And then my brain kicked into gear and go, these fish are not right, they're too sculpted. And my next thought was Whitefriars, and then I googled and it was, while I was actually there. And this is the vase here. It's the C520. This is the whitefriarsglassworks.com website, and it's the 1964 catalogue. And these are the only ones they do. They just do these. I think they do a few others without any engravings on. But yeah, so this is where we're at, and I think it's quite rare. I'm sure I've seen it before. Otherwise, my brain wouldn't have popped in and gone, you need to Google for Whitefriars vases. It may not have been exactly this one. It might have been like this one or something. But anyway, yeah, Whitefriars. And it's relatively rare. And it has some condition issues. And I think they're probably worth resolving, to tell the truth. So anyway, that's what it is.
This is a cool vase. It doesn't have a cut edge. It doesn't have a polished pontal though. I'm trying to think who that might be by. I've seen something like it. They've got 1960s, which is probably right. Might be 50s, 60s, that kind of period. I'm going to have a look around, see if I can find that one.
So, if you think you saw that vase in the previous part, and I thought maybe it was Whitefriars, yeah, I've been told by somebody that it's Lindhammer. So, I've done some searches. There's a bunch of catalogues in the Bergala Glass Technica website, and yeah, I couldn't find it. I actually went from 1950 through, I think, 1987. Couldn't find it. Might just be visual blindness on my part. And so I did some Googling around, and this is the closest I've got to it. Only problem is that this item no longer exists in Etsy. So this is all I've got. It's not even the complete picture. I don't even know how to get the complete picture. And the visual search with it isn't any more helpful. So if it is this, and I'm not certain because I can't see how far. If it comes to about here, it might be. If it comes down to about here, it might not be. Or if it stops right there, it won't be. It's like one of those things where unless you know the proportion is right, you can't be certain. If it is this, it's by Gunnar Ander, and I'm no wiser really. Yeah, this is the problem where you've got, it's a simple shape. Lots of people might be doing it. And if I scroll down, you know, that's too fat, that's not it. You know, that's ribbed and the things near the bottom. Is there anything else that's like it here? So this is like their visual search that they've made. There's another one that's too fat as well. That's the same. Yeah, there's not much going on here really that's going to help me. So I don't know is the answer. It might be. It kind of, that looks right. The colour looks right. Not certain though. So I hope you enjoyed that. Yes. It is my final video from Dragon Antiques, so yeah. And that vase from Lindhammer, I don't know. Just, you know, might be, might not be, might be right for us, might not be, don't know. Anyway, all the contact details for Dragon Antiques will be in the description below. Remember, you need to call them first before you go round. And all the references I use will be in the description below. And what else? And please remember to like and subscribe because it really helps my channel. And it's also entirely free. So yeah, please do that. I'll take over the world yet. That is the plan. Anyway, thank you for watching. Have a good night. Good night.